Hello everyone. This video is part 3 in my series of videos where I am explaining and discussing about option chain data and option chain data analysis. For those of you who haven't watched the part 1 and part 2, I would strongly recommend you first watch the part 1 and part 2 before you commence watching the part 3. That will enable you to understand the concepts which I am discussing in this video much better. Now, option chain data analysis is a complicated topic, and my underlying presumption is that people who are watching this video have some basic understanding of options. So without any further delay, let's begin. Now, before we begin today's video session, let us first have a brief recap of what we learned in part 1 and part 2. Well, in part 1, we learned what is open interest, and then we learned how the change in open interest is calculated and how the volume is calculated. The other important thing that we learned is that when we look at the option chain data table, especially the one provided by the National Stock Exchange, right? We knew that there were shaded portion and the non-shaded portion, that is the white portion, and the white portion represented the options which were out of the money. And the more important fact was that we had to focus on out of the money options because that is where all the buyers and sellers activities are concentrated, and that is where the bulk of the action is taking place. Then we learned how to calculate or find out the support level and the resistance level by looking at the open interest. In today's session, we are going to learn how to interpret the change in open interest along with volumes. We are going to learn what is the long build-up, what is long covering or long unwinding, what is short build-up, and what is short covering. Well, again, this slide is just to have a recap of what we just discussed, that we need to be focusing in the OTM part of the options because that is where the buyers and the sellers are concentrated, right? So we will predominantly be looking at the OTM part. Of course, that is not to say that one should totally ignore the ITM part, but in terms of importance, the OTM part is definitely more important when it comes to taking a trading call. Now, we know that buying a call is bullish and selling a call is bearish. Similarly, buying a put is bearish and selling a put is bullish. And we will be focusing on the sellers because understand, the sellers are the ones who have more information about the market because sellers usually are high net worth individuals and institutional traders because selling an option involves unlimited losses. And who are the people who can typically bear unlimited losses? Obviously, the high net worth individuals and the institutional traders, right? And these people have access to information which a normal retail trader may not have. So it is very important as a trader to follow the seller's activity because that will give you an insight into what they are thinking, what is their thought process, and what is their view on the market. Now, what does a large open interest in OTM calls mean? Again, if you notice, we are just focusing on the OTM calls. Now, large open interest means that there is a presence of large number of sellers of a call at that particular strike level. Understand, a large open interest indicates that there are buyers as well as sellers. But for us, the more important fact is that there are large number of sellers at that point. Now, remember, selling a call is bearish. That means large number of people who are selling the options are of the view that the price will not go above that particular strike level. So sellers of call are bearish. This means large number of knowledgeable people are betting that the market will not go above that strike level, and this gives us the resistance level. Okay. Similarly, large open interest in OTM puts. Again, notice we are concentrating on the OTM puts. Now, the presence of large number of sellers of puts at a particular strike level, because we know that if there is a large open interest, there are large buyers and sellers. But for us, what is important is there are sellers. Now, sellers of put are bullish, which means that large number of knowledgeable people are betting that the market will not go below that strike level. This gives us the support level. And we know that when we plot a price graph, We know that this is the support level and this is the resistance level. Now just look at this. Seller of a put. Now seller of a put is bullish. That means he is betting that the market will not go below this level. That means he is betting that the market will be above this level. So he is obviously indicating the support level. Similarly, seller of call will be indicating the resistance level. Now let's have a look at this option chain data. Now this is as of 4th November 2020 when the Nifty spot was 11,908 and the option chain of Nifty has an expiry of 12th November 2020. So this is still about slightly more than a week away. Now if we notice, this white portion is the OTM portion of calls and this white portion is the OTM portion of puts. Now let's look at or where the open interest is the highest. Now if you see this, in as far as calls are concerned, in the OTM section, the highest open interest is here, that is 5,78,700. That means this indicates a resistance level of 12,000. We have a resistance at 12,000. Similarly, if you look at the OTM section of puts, you'll find that the highest open interest is at a strike price of 11,500. Now this gives us the support level of 11,500. So by looking at the open interest, we are able to identify where the support and the resistance levels are. Now, how to interpret change in open interest? Now, let me just take you back to this table. If you notice, there is a column here which says change in open interest. And if you notice here, some figures are negative and some are positive. Now, the question is, what does the positive change in open interest mean and what does a negative change in open interest indicate to us? A change in open interest, if it is positive, this means that more and more sellers are coming in to sell the call. Please try to understand what I'm saying. If the change in open interest is positive, that means there are more people coming in at that level. More people coming in is fine. But what I'm more concerned is that there are more sellers who are coming in and selling at that price, right? So that means that indicates that at that price point, there could be a bearish turn, which means that is the resistance level. Okay. If the change in open interest is negative, this means what? This means that people who had earlier an open interest are now squaring off their position. That is why there is a decrease in the open interest. Just think of this. Let us say A sells a call and B buys a call. So there is one short call and one long call, which means open interest is 1. Now supposing the next day they both square off their position. That means A goes 1 long and B goes 1 short. Right? Now, what is the open interest now? Understand, the open interest here is 0. That means as far as change in open interest goes, it's -1. Yesterday the open interest was 1 and today it's become 0. That means there is a change in the open interest to the extent of -1. Now this clearly tells you that people are squaring off their position. That means people who had earlier taken a position are now squaring off their position. That means the original sellers of call are now squaring off, that is buying the call now, right? Now remember, buying the call is bullish. So what does this indicate to you as a trader? That people who had originally thought that the price will not go above a certain point are now reversing their opinion, because remember, sellers of call are bearish. That means people who had originally sold the call, they felt that the market will not go above this point. But now they are squaring off, which means now they are changing their view. So now they are saying, uh-oh, looks like we made a mistake and the price might actually go up above that point, right? So if the change in open interest is negative, sellers are now squaring off their original sell position, that is now purchasing the call. meaning that they now think that the price can go beyond the strike level. Similarly, let's look at the OTM put. Now, change in open interest is positive. That means there are a large number of sellers, fresh sellers, who are coming in and selling the put. Now, remember, selling the put is bullish strategy. That means if the change in open interest is positive, it indicates that large number of sellers of put are coming in at that level, and this clearly gives us an indication that a large number of people, knowledgeable people, are thinking that the price will not go below this point. That means they are providing the support level. If the change in open interest is negative, which means there is a fall in the open interest. Now this indicates to us that people who had originally sold the put at a particular point are now reversing their opinion. They are now squaring off their position. Originally, the sellers of the put thought that the price will not go below this point. Now they are changing their view and saying that the price may go below the strike level, right? So this definitely now gives us a bearish indication. In other words, a change in open interest indicates the shift or the movement in the support and resistance level. That means the support and the resistance level are moving from their original position to a new level. Let's look at this option chain data for Nifty expiry 12th November. Now this data I have extracted of 4th November 2020 when the Nifty spot was 11,908, and we are looking at Nifty expiry 12th November. Now if you look at the OTM section, you will find that the highest volume is taking place at 5,78,700, which gives us a resistance level of 12,000. And on the put side, in the OTM section, the highest volume is taking place at 6,37,425, which is the strike level of 11,500. So we have a support level of 11,500 and we have a resistance level of 12,000. But more importantly, now just have a look at this change in open interest. There's a change, and this change is positive, 3,03,750. That means more and more sellers are coming in to sell at 12,000. That means this 12,000 resistance level is now becoming very stronger because more and more sellers are coming in at that point. Similarly, if you look at the support level at a strike price of 11,500, you'll find that the open interest is 637,425, but there is a change in open interest and this is positive. That means more and more people are now coming into this level. That means this is making the support level much stronger. So at this point, we can reasonably come to a conclusion that the support is very strong at 11,500 and the resistance could be very strong at 12,000 levels. Here, the next step for us would be also to have a look at the volumes side by side. I'll just come to that in a moment. Now, I'll give you another example. Let us take the case of HDFC Bank shares. On 4th November, the spot rate was 1254, and this is the option chain data with an expiry on 12th November. So since the price is 1254, that means the ATM point would be here. Okay. Now first let us look at the OTM part of the calls, that is this point, and see where the highest open interest is, because understand, we first need to identify the support and the resistance level. We see that the highest open interest is at this point, right, where the open interest is 7,53,500 and this is at a strike price of 1,300. So this gives us the resistance level. Then let's look at the OTM part of puts, where the highest open interest is here 7,04,550 and this is at a strike price of 1,200. So automatically this gives us the support level. So now we have established the support and the resistance level. But have a look at the change in open interest here. You notice the change in open interest is negative. Now what does this tell you? This tells us that a lot of people who had originally sold the call at 1,300 level they were of the view that the price will not go above 1300 level. But now the change in open interest being negative, it tells us that those people are now reversing their views. They are now saying that no, the price could go above 1300, right? Now, if you look at the change in open interest, you'll notice that the next highest change in open interest is at this point, and the next highest open interest is also at this point, which means the story that is emerging out from here now is originally 1300 was the resistance level, but now people are changing their views because the change in open interest is negative at 1300, and now more and more sellers are forming the view that the resistance could be at 1340 and not at 1300, which means the price could move above 1300 up to 1340, right? This is the view that is coming out. And if you notice, now this is a site which I tend to follow, that is intradingview.com. If you notice, their view is also that HDFC is on the verge of breakout about 1251. One close about 1251 will take it towards 1274, 1300 and 1340. This is the view that is emerging. Now, where did they get this view from? Obviously from the option chain data table. Because in the option chain data table, we are clearly able to see that the current price is already 1254, meaning it is already here, right? And the original resistance level was at 1300, but this negative change in open interest now clearly indicates that this 1300 resistance may not hold, and the price will break above 1300, and the next stop for it, or the next resistance level, would be 1340, because at 1340 you see that change in open interest is positive with sufficiently high volume in open interest. Let us discuss about what do we mean by long build-up, long unwinding, short build-up, and short covering. The long build-up happens when more and more people are expecting the price to go up and therefore are taking a long position, right? Now, this is often indicated by two things. The price is going up and open interest is also going up. Now, understand, if open interest is going up, that means a lot of people are coming in, okay? But price is also going up. Now, understand, in the market, there are two sets of people, the buyer and the seller. And the movement of the price depends upon who's stronger. If the buyer is stronger, the price tends to move up. If the seller is more dominant, then the price tends to move down. Now, in this case, you are seeing that open interest is going up, which means a lot of people are coming in and taking positions at those levels. And what is happening to the price? The price is going up. That means a lot of people are coming in and buying at that point. That is called as a long build-up. That means there is a build-up happening of long position. Now, in long unwinding, the reverse will happen. That is, open interest will go down, because understand, people are now unwinding their long positions. That means the open interest will go down. So the change in open interest will be a negative figure, and the price is also coming down. Now, why would the price come down? Because people who had originally taken long position are now unwinding their position, meaning they are selling now, right? So, and when they sell, they bring a downward pressure on the price. Okay, let us understand what is a short build-up. See, a short build-up where more people are expecting the prices to go down and are taking short positions. Now, this is indicated by open interest is going up. That means more people are coming in. But then, like I said, since these guys who are coming in are sellers, right? They would exert a downward pressure on the price. So you will see the price going down. And the corollary to this is short covering. Now, short covering will happen when the people who had originally taken short positions now cover up. Now, how is this identified? You'll find that open interest is going down. That is because people who had originally taken positions are now squaring off their positions. So open interest will go down. That means the change in open interest will be negative. And the price will go up because people who had originally sold are now covering up, meaning they are going to buy now. So the price is going to go up. Now, to make it easy for you to remember this, I've just tabulated these 4 strategies in a table. So you can possibly take a screenshot of that and keep referring to them. See here, if the price is going up and open interest is also going up, this is a long build-up. That means there are more traders on the long side and the buyers are more powerful. If the price is going down and the open interest is also going down, this is long unwinding. That means people who had originally taken long position are now squaring off. That is selling. Price going down, but open interest going up. That means this is the short build up. That means there are more sellers who are coming in on the selling side. Price going up and open interest coming down. That is a short covering. That means people who had originally sold short are now buying. Now, this might look pretty intimidating and confusing at the beginning, but if you really keep looking at it at a regular interval, right, and keep analyzing it, it would become imprinted in your mind, right? So when the price and open interest both go up, it is a long build up. If price and interest both come down, it is a long unwinding. If price is coming down but open interest is going up, that's a short build up. And if price is going up but open interest is coming down, that's a short covering. Now let's have a look at an example of a long build up. So for this purpose, I've taken the option chain data of Wipro when the spot price was 346, that is on 4th November. So this obviously will be the at the money point. Now look here at this point. Open interest is pretty high. Change in open interest is positive. That means there is open interest has gone up. And the price is also positive. Price is positive. Open interest is positive. What does this tell you? This tells you that there is a long build up happening, because understand, price going up, open interest going up, this is a long build up. This indicates that there is a long build up happening at 350. That means there are a lot of buyers who are coming in at 350. Now, this would tell us that this so-called resistance level might just break. And if you look at the table and go below, you'll notice that again, here the change in open interest is positive and the price is also positive. So the next resistance level would be at 355. So the stock could move from 350 to 355. Right? So this is clearly giving us a bullish signal. Now again, if you notice here people are unwinding their position. See this? They are unwinding their position and the price is also coming down. So if we see here, open interest is coming down, price is coming down. This is a long unwinding. That means people are now exiting out of those levels and they are all tending to come to the view that the stock price will now go up. Now, as a trader, this is important because now this gives you a clear indication that at a current market price of 346, maybe Wipro is a good buy. And you can look to a potential gain of up to say 9 rupees. How to analyze the trend? By looking at price, open interest and volume. We see here, if the price goes up and open interest goes up, we know that this is a long build up and the volume is also going up. That means not only are more people coming in, but they are coming in huge numbers. This indicates a strong uptrend. Then price coming down, open interest coming down, and volume is also falling. That means this is a long unwinding, because remember, price comes down, open interest comes down, it's a long unwinding. And volume is also decreasing. That means people are unwinding their position and not a lot of new people are coming in. This indicates a weak downtrend. The price comes down, open interest goes up, we know that this is a short build up and volumes are huge. Now, this gives you a clue that there are a lot of people entering into the short side. And the volume is also high. That means this is a strong downtrend. Similarly, price goes up, open interest comes down with volumes falling down. Now, we know that when price goes up and open interest is coming in, this is clearly a case of short covering and the volumes are dwindling. This gives us a weak trend. So as a trader, it is possible for you to look at open interest, the change in open interest and the volume to identify a couple of things. If you look at open interest in absolute terms, just the open interest, and especially of the OTM sections of calls and puts, you can identify the support and resistance level. So now you know the band. But knowing the band is not enough. You need to know which direction is the market likely to move. And for that, you need to have a look at the change in open interest together with the volumes. So if the price is going up, open interest is going up, and the volume is also going up. Now that clearly indicates that there are a lot of people coming in here on the buy side. That means, and if the stock price is somewhere at that price, you know that it is going to touch that level now. Right? So as a trader, option chain data can give us a lot of hidden information. Of course, along with this, one would need to look at the technical chart for confirmation of our views. We need to look at the chart and see, okay, whatever we have deduced from option chain data, is it really being reflected in the patterns that are being formed in the chart? One of the most common charting technique that is used is the candlestick chart. Of course, I am not going to get into the technical analysis side of this in this series. Maybe that could be a subject matter of a separate series altogether. Right? But in this session, I'm only discussing the importance and significance of option chain data and how we can look at the open interest, volume and price and identify not only the support and the resistance level, but also the trends that are emerging in the market. Now that's all for today's session. In the next part of the series, I will be discussing the importance and significance of implied volatility in the option chain data. Till then, stay fit, stay healthy, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a content. Cheers.